Hello. So, we are going to discuss non-scale victories. Let's get into it.
Never gonna stop now, baby.
Alrighty, so non-scale victories. Okay, so it's very safe to say straight up that I've been on, and a lot of people have been on diets, lifestyle changes, whatever you want to call them, and I can definitely, without doubt, say that the carnivore lifestyle has not only given me these non-scale victories like no other diet or lifestyle change has. I mean, no other diet or lifestyle has given me the sort of non-scale victories that the carnivore lifestyle has. I mean, not even close. Not even close. But in addition to that, it's also, because of those non-scale victories, it's actually made me very aware of them. Like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is not your average lifestyle. It's not going to be for everyone. But there has to be a point where a body of people are all experiencing the same benefits, and I mean the non-scale victory benefits, when a whole pile of people are experiencing similar or the same non-scale victories, there has to be a point where it transcends being just anecdotal. It has to be a point where it just becomes fact. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I have written down 10 non-scale victories. And when I actually sat down to make this list, it's very much apparent that they are on a mental and emotional level. There have been physical ones, of course. And I'm not talking about scales. I'm not talking about measurements. By physical, I mean other things, and I'll get to that. So I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to start with number 10 and then work through to number 1. So coming in at number 10, tenacity. Some would say stubborn. And that might be true where I'm concerned. Don't care. I say tenacity. I could have gone either way whilst I was being sick. And I'm getting there. But even Hub said to increase the carbs whilst I was sick, because that's what I used to do. But, that just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. And it didn't. I stuck to meat. So there you go. Coming in at number 9. Learning self-worth and not taking crap. Yes, I have made notes. This was a big one for me because it had 2 layers. The self and the mother. I felt this leaning into confidence on both counts, so it was a big one for me. It appeared early and mostly presented like anger. And I guess the anger was that I had no self-worth as a person or a mother for such a long time And I was beginning to realize that I let so many things slide. I turned a blind eye to them. I dismissed them. So much in the past that now, if I see something wrong, it's almost like I feel powerless to remain silent, as opposed to like just going, oh, and then just taking it all inward and just going, oh, well, this is how it is. Or wait until I'm on my own and have a quiet rage to myself. I just bang. It's like, if it's wrong, I'm saying so. And coming in at number 8, learning to protect my peace. Now, the subtitle of this one has to be learning to pick your fights as well. Now, we're talking haters, dislikers, other communities that just won't change and haven't since I was a teen. Certain aspects of the opera community being one of them. Petty arguments, being involved in overcomplicated situations. I'm reading from my notes. That just don't concern me. I've always felt that need to jump in and rescue, and I can't do that anymore. There's a lot of things that people go through that they have to learn for themselves. Some things you just can't fix for other people because it's their journey. So why send yourself into a tailspin? Am I right? Number 7. Leg pain getting better every day. This does continue to get better every day, even my back. It is very noticeable when I get out of bed in the morning. Once I go to my specialist chiropractor, I will be firing on all thrusters. Eyesight at number 6. There will be new glasses in the future, I'm thinking. Of that, I am sure. Absolutely certain of it. My distance sight is even better than when I first mentioned it. I can tell by looking down the side of the house. I can just tell. Even when it's dark. Go figure. Coming in at number 5. Community support. Or as I like to call it, gold class. You all know how I feel about the support I get around here. It is everything to me. I read every single comment. All of them. Every single one. If I've reacted to it, I've read it. I may not have the time to answer every single comment, but rest assured, if I react to it, I've read it. So I know the support that I'm getting from you guys. It is unbelievable. And I'd be lost without it. And I thank you for it. I definitely thank you. And I love you for it. All of you. Coming in at number 4. Motivation is a little bit better. It is better. But I am a little handicapped by the lack of movement. And I know that will change. Because with the lifestyle, my body's going to get healed. And I'll go to my specialist chiropractor. And there's going to be a point where those two things come together. And then we're probably going to see some serious business. Whew. Coming in at number 3, fog lifting. There may still be a little fog, but there is nowhere near as much as there used to be. I'm having conversations with my family that leave them with stunned looks on their faces. Kind of like this. I'm even managing to make my husband double take every so often too. My youngest is often left speechless. I had a conversation with him about music about a month ago. It is information that I've always known and always had, but that darn fog was tripping me up and stumbling over my words, and I was just unable to communicate because the fog was just like. The conversation was essentially about. Okay, I'll let you know what it is. So we were talking about, when you speak to somebody, when you ask them a question, the differences between when you ask a question and when you make an exclamation. Okay, so let's just take a question, all right? You would say, how old are you? And how the voice naturally goes up when you ask a question. So imagine my son's surprise when I said, that happens in music as well, He's like, what now? I said, yeah. So I gave him an example. Michael Jackson, or the Jacksons, the song, Can You Feel It? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Going up, asking a question. And then he said, what about this song? What about this song? We went through several songs. I said, there you go, there's a question. Listen to the vocals, listen to the music. Even if it isn't in the vocal line, it's in the music. You can hear it. Because to me, it's always been obvious like that. But I've never had a conversation like that with my son. So that was a bit of a moment for him. And, like I said, I've always had that knowledge. It's just the fog. I couldn't articulate these things properly. It was insane. So it's nice to have those conversations without getting weighted down by the fog. It does lift. It does. I don't know how to explain it. It just does. So there you go. That's number 3. And coming in at number 2, mental health. Touch wood, I've not had a panic attack since I started the carnivore lifestyle. Not one, not even the slightest indication that one is coming. Nothing. And my mental health is now, like I said in my weigh-in video, my mental health is now in a very different place, to the degree that when I do get on an aeroplane, and it's going to happen, those old fear of flying demons, they'll come at me. I know they will. Takeoff, no problem. Landing, no problem. It doesn't matter how long the journey is. And, I've done that much travel, from Sydney to London, Sydney to LA, either direction, and it's a day. Don't care how long it is. It's the turbulence. I am white-knuckled when it comes to turbulence. But my mental health is now in a place where it's like, you know what? Yep, there's turbulence. Yep, I'm not in control of the plane. I'm not flying this plane. Yep, we're just not doing this whole anxiety crap. We're not doing it. And I feel like I've got the skills to tell my own anxiety to go jump in a fire because I'm not listening. I don't quite know how that works, but to have that kind of mindset, knowing, having been in that situation where I've had to fight those demons, to know that when they do come, I'll be like, nah, rack off, get bent, go away. To be able to know that that's how I'm going to deal with it. Oof, that's a big deal. That is a big deal for me. Big deal. Coming in at number 1. I wonder if anybody can guess what number 1 is. Comments. Yep. Put a comment below. I'll wait. I'll wait. So, coming in at number 1, clarity. Yup, clarity. None of the mental non-scale victories would be possible without this little golden nugget. Clarity. And like I said at the start, no other dietary lifestyle has given me this. None of them. None of them. You name it. I've done them. None of them have given me this clarity. Oh, I've had the weight loss. Can't dispute that. I had the measurement loss. Oh, yeah. But none of them gave me mental clarity. That has to be number 1. Because from that, all these other things have followed, which are invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. So, if there's going to be a conclusion to this, here it is. And I'll read you exactly what I've written. Conclusion or greatest non-scale victory. 2 years ago, I was basically sitting here waiting to die. I'll let that sink in for a bit. I wasn't living life at all, and I was barely existing. I had nothing in my life that motivated me, and I also felt like I had nothing in my life that brought me joy. But now, I think the greatest of all non-scale victories has to be truly knowing and believing that I'm just not done living. It's a lot, isn't it? How is it possible that one lifestyle change can do that for a person? I don't know. I can't explain it. But if you are somebody who is on the fence about trying carnivore, whether that be full-on lion diet, carnivore, ketovore, whatever that looks like for you, give yourself the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. Give yourself a life, because nobody else can do that for you. Nobody but you is going to understand what is going to motivate you. Nobody but you is going to understand what is going to give you joy. But I can, after 75-ish days, I can guarantee you that it will become very clear to you, if you have a go of this carnivore lifestyle. You will fully understand the person that you are, the person that you were and never want to be again, and you'll know what you want to do moving forward. But it has to be for you. It really has to be for you. You cannot do it for a wedding. You cannot do it for a boyfriend. You cannot do it for a husband. You cannot do it for your children. You have to learn to be enough for yourself and do it for you. You have to understand that you are allowed to be selfish about your own health. You're allowed to give yourself permission to look out for number one. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you doing it. So, give yourself the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. Try the carnivore lifestyle and give yourself a life. And on that note, I will say, be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Don't take any crap. And be kind to yourself.